Hey, Sam from 3D here. In this short video I would like to show you how you can nicely squeeze and use mass renamer. I believe will help you greatly. But if you want to ask any question before purchase or after purchase, or feel free to ask below the video in the comment section, or you can send me an email at samuel@3d.design. Okay, so let's jump to it. So the reason why we created the renamer was basically when you can have imagine that you have hundreds of stuff here, and it's a lot of time annoying that it's not properly named. So we came up with features which will definitely help you, like find and replace, case conversion, add prefix and suffix, data name sync, random dictionary names, auto increment rename by parent, and rename left or right patterns. I will go through all of these functions, but if you have any more ideas which function we should add to the pack, to the plugin, please let me know at my email or down below. Okay, so the first thing first, here we have the filter panel. It's basically like telling or giving you the option to choose what you want to rename. In our case, I will show you on the objects because I think it's the easiest to understand, but you can do it in armatures, actions, textures, materials, collections only, and so on. Here we have name pattern. It basically will give you the idea that you can just filter the things which have the cube or have the circle and etc. So if I go, I can show you it afterwards. Or then you can just change the names on the specific collection. If you don't choose anything there, it will affect everything. So yeah, you can choose the collection you want to affect and change the names. You can affect the descendants. Let's go to affect descendants. You can turn it on or off, and you can basically, if you want to rename all the things inside the hierarchy, you can turn it on and off. So let's go here. The first thing. For now, we will affect everything because it's easier to understand. But you can filter what you want to rename. Let's jump to find and replace. In our case, the cool thing is that you can have up to 8 rules if you want to have. And here we have for example, I will have box, and let's call it cube. So it will find the box here and change it, right? Pretty easy. The cool thing is that you can use also some rules. For example, put the asterisk, and let's call it box. It will basically go CUB and then anything what is there. You can use also question mark, which will give you the one letter, and basically the asterisk give you the random numbers of letters. So it will go and change it. Let's put it it will be easier to understand. Let's have it everything with C asterisk to change to box. Voila, it worked. Okay, so then let's go to case conversion. You can go ahead we can change the case to upper, so everything will be upper. We are changing here just the objects here, so no collections. Let's go to lower. Pretty simple, everything will be lower, and you see how it will be changed, 1, 2, 3, in case you have multiple. Let's put box, so you can see on this one. Let's have it lower, everything is lower. The title, the first is the capital, then go to snake, let's go to camel. Basically here 1, 2, 3. Let's see this exactly how it's shown here. It's pretty simple to use, and it's pretty fun, so you can have everything proper. Case conversion. Prefix suffix is pretty simple. You can put some prefix and suffix, and it will create prefix, and the suffix. Suffix is after the object name and prefix is before the object name. Let's get back. I'm getting back with Ctrl-Z, but you can go to edit and undo. Date and object. Sometimes you see, for example, I have the box here, and here in the object data properties here, object data properties, you have the circle. So if I go to object data, it will basically use this object and this data and will name it the same way. If I want to have from the data object properties, I can go to data to object. Voila, it changed. It's pretty fun to have it synced. The next thing is that we have random dictionary names. Sometimes let's change it only on this collection. So let's I choose cube. And here you can, with simple comma, you can define which dictionary names you want to use. So let's use box, circle, tree, rock, and let's rename. What it does is basically going from top to bottom and using like box, circle, tree. So rock is not there, but if we put the 4, we have also like the rock there. So it's nicely working. If you want to randomize, it doesn't care which one is using, so, and how many of them is using. So for example, we have 2 boxes here and 1 rock. Yeah, so this is pretty useful and can be handy when you don't care like how this is named. Auto increment is it's pretty nice feature because you can easily increment the, you know, like the circle tree. Let's see. Let's put the tree here and it will increment all of these. The thing is, what happened here is that I have the base name. This is why I have like 31001. If I change the padding, I can have like 2 only, and it will have like only 2 digits. If you don't want to use, let's get back. I will turn this off. I will delete it. I can start with any number and I can increment by any number. Let's put 10. So you can see it's basically like adding this thing there. It's basically respecting the name what is used there. See, like ending on with 2. Let's put it here and it will add the increment. And here you can play with it. Let's get back. Rename by parent. This is also interesting because you can use a full hierarchy or just the collection on top, and it will basically add the name of the collection to the object. Let's use it. You see here it's adding this to this one. If we go back and use full hierarchy, it will use also cubes and cubes 001. So if you name it again, it will add basically the hierarchy. It can be helpful so you don't have to find it in case, you know, the structures is not in other tool. The cool thing here, and I will show you this. Okay, so we have like, this is the same, so let's delete it. And here we can rename like what is on the left or on the right based on the axis you choose. So for example, I chose E+. E+ is going to here, like based on this, here is E+. And if you look at this to the, you know, to the infinite, here it's going on, is it on the right side or on the left side? If you have E-, you see you are like rotated like this. You see here is E- and you are on the right and left. Okay, the same for X. Yeah, I'm looking at X axis, and here are right and left. It can be handy if you use symmetry or something and you want to rename it based where it is. So left and right. Let's try it out. I have like prefix for the left. So here everything will be here based on this axis. Will be left. Center is this one, so in the center, and the right is on the right. So let's see if it works. Exactly, this is how it should work. Is like in center is this one, this is on the right, this is on the left. So yeah, you can change the axis and play with it. So as I mentioned, like this is pretty powerful because you can easily rename like in a seconds hundreds and thousands of the objects, and definitely this can be useful and you want to upload it somewhere, for example, on some different marketplace, so it's nicely tidy, you know, collections and so on. The naming is nicely done. Or you want to use it in Unity or Unreal or whatever other tool, or going to Cinema 4D, or, you know, you will find the use case. It's pretty useful and fun to use, and yeah, it will work with any other version in the future with Blender. Okay, that was it. Thanks so much. I'm Sam from 3D, and if you are interested what we do, go to 3d.design. And yeah, if you want to ask anything, please reach out to Samuel at 3d.design. Have a great day. Stay creative. Bye.